Gang, what is good? How you doing living in the hood? Hey, gang, what's the word? Know that I be flipping, bending words. Yeah, gang, what's the vibes? I am ruling like I gotta have. Yeah, gang, what's the verdict? Yeah. Phantm flipping words like it's cursive. What? Gang, what's the motive? Yeah. Phantm Phuego lifted off the potions. Huh? Gang, how you doing? Yeah. Phantm been doing this since trooping. Whoop. Trooping through the storm, Phantm Phuego. Yeah. Stacking lime greens, call them Legos. Yeah. Vegan, eat potatoes. Play with them and get some fried tomatoes. Nah, I don't know, man. I'm just having a good time, man. You know what it is. It's your boy Phantm Phuego, Phantm Phuego, and you are tuned into the news, views, previews, and reviews, which has the twist of his got a point of view. Ooh, yeah. I'm feeling good as this morning, gang, and I hope you guys are feeling good as this morning as well. You know what I'm saying? But that don't mean we got some. Unfortunately, some sobering and some other things to talk about, but we don't let these things get us down, cause you know what I mean. Ain't no stopping us now. We on the move. Ain't no stopping us now. We got the groove. Hey, somebody make me some potato salad. 2-step with me. Clap your hands. Ta 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 ta. To the left. To the right. Get funky. Hey. Oh man. Get funky with it. Ta 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 ta. Groove. Disco. I'm sorry, y'all know I be high as fuck, right? Like, let's just put that shit on the table. Your boy Phantm Phuego get height car. You know what I'm saying? Height car. What is wrong with me? Height car. Kite high. Phantm Phuego gets kite high, but you know, as I said in gasoline, and it's Dr. Zordit, so I do no harm. Yeah, I keep it floating, so I do no harm. It's Dr. Zordit, so I do no harm. And I keep it flowing. Like I stay above the fray, man. I try to, you know what I mean? I try to not get bogged down in the nonsense that people be talking about. Yeah, cause you know what I mean. Cause I can get very involved, and you know what I'm saying. I can lay waste to a situation real easy, and I'm working on that. You know what I'm saying? I'm working on that. Like, yeah, I keep it floating, so I do no harm. Ceiling fan chilling, pint of Rocky road. You know what I'm saying? Like, I keep it floating and I try to stay chill. I keep it relaxed. I'm more about good vibing because I feel like I don't have a filter. Like, I don't have a stop. I don't have a, cut it out. You know what I'm saying? So, like, a lot of times I might just try to just keep it relaxed because, yeah, I don't have a pulse to it. You know what I'm saying? Like I've taken trainings and stuff, so I have discipline and direction and resolve, but I know where it can go, so I try to keep it from going there. And I think most people generally are like that. You know, we know how crazy we can get. So we try to keep things positive and vibing and happy, and that's what we doing here at His Ghetto Point of View. Ooh, ooh, ooh. It's gonna be a dope show. We're gonna take a quick break. Then we're gonna jump into the first story of the night. It's your boy Phantm Phuego. This is His Ghetto Point of View. Be right back. Let's get to it. Yes. Yeah. It's your boy Phantm Phuego. We back. So, a lot of interesting things. First and foremost, shouts to my amazing guests who will be up in a few minutes. My dude Olivier, formerly known as Oliver Green, model, R&B artist, pop artist, writer, pianist, just overall artistic, creative, visual, like just overall visual artist, man. The dude is dope. Had the pleasure of being a classmate of his and a bunch of my classes on campus over in Long Island University. And, that was a real dope experience. And since then, he's going on to accomplish so much more and continue to strive for greatness and do so many amazing things. And he's agreed to stop through and have a very dope Q&A and a really nice candid discussion. So that's coming up in a few minutes. So, but before we do that, definitely wanted to say thanks so much to all those who continue to come. Please make sure you like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Wednesdays and Sundays is when we get to it. You know how we do it. It ain't nothing to it. Forgive the craziness of the summer schedule with all the holidays, holy days, whatever you want to call them, days of national observance over here in the United States. Things are just crazy. Things have been, really gearing up. We haven't been outside in a long time out here. So things are amazing. Things are really lively and festive around the city. There was just so much beautiful, positive energy around the city for the whole 4th of July weekend. And, His Ghetto Point of View was invited out to capture a lot of that stuff in person and, be in the building, network, mingle, taste make and, hobnob with the who's who and the what's of certain areas, certain arenas. And, I really am humbled and appreciative anytime, I get to be in the building at some of these really illustrious, amazing shindigs and swanky good vibes, because it just, it makes me feel like, I'm moving in the right direction. People are recognizing the things that I do and are allowing me to grow and be great in their presence, which is so humbling and gives me nothing but additional motivation, because I already motivate myself to a level of like 3,000, but the kudos and stuff, I know that the accolades that come because of the work, because of the grind, because of the amazing support system that I have and the grind that my amazing support system puts in on a daily basis. Those things let me know that, things are moving in the right direction. You know what I'm saying? They say you can force things all you want, but the flow is stronger than the force. You know what I'm saying? A rush of water all flowing in one direction like a tidal wave is much stronger than somebody trying to push against that. And, ride the wave, man. You know what I'm saying? Wherever that wave takes you, consistently ride the wave. And you'll be surprised where you can get, what you can accomplish, what you can flourish in, and where you can go. This life is really limitless, and the older I get, the more I'm really seeing how limitless this life really is. And the limitations that we put on ourselves based on how we grow up, the social, quote unquote, societal or social norms, all these different things. A lot of that stuff is fast changing. Some would say for the better, some would say for the worse. But I say no matter what, embrace the change, embrace the shifts, embrace the tide changes. But be your unapologetic self, no matter whether that's something that society approves of or disapproves of. You know what I'm saying? Be unapologetically you. Don't fake victimness now. Like, 'cause you got a lot of people acting like society is against them, when in fact society is helping push them and propel them forward and booing them and cheering them on and giving them tons of support. But they play this victim narrative to continue to generate that same level of energy, attention, electricity, current, movement, force, flow, and they on their behalf. And hey, if people gonna continue to fall for the okie, hey, what can I say? But yeah, don't fake the funk. Share your true story, share your true spirit, share your true energy. Be your authentic self, and your tribe will validate you and come to that. As long as you consistently be your authentic self and you consistently put out amazingly top-notch work, people will fuck with you. People will rock with you. People will support that. People will and entrench themselves in what you're doing. People will absorb your content as if this their own. People will absorb your ideas if it's their own, especially if you were like-minded to begin with. Like when they click up with you and they be like, and they realize, oh my gosh, you guys have so much in common. You guys have so many mutually shared ideas, thoughts, might have read the same books, watched the same TV shows, listened to the same type of music, or just listen to music with the same type of ideas or concepts, or thinkers with the same type of ideas, though they may have written different books. You'd be surprised how much people can realize what they have in common when put in the situation to find your tribe. So find your tribe, guys. Find your tribe. Find your tribe. So I'm very excited to have Dude Olivier come on, chop it up, share his position, share his perspective, share his story, share his dopeness. Speak on the craft, speak on the business, speak on, acting, modeling, music production, songwriting, playing keys, discipline, dedication, hard work, being accountable, holding oneself to task. It's going to be a very dope, wide range of interview, man. We're going to jump into a lot of things. It's going to be super, super dope. I really appreciate everyone's time when they come up here, man. Please make sure to continue to like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Wednesdays and Sundays is when we get to it. You know how we do it. It ain't nothing to it. And also, I got so many dope interviews coming up, man. I'm just always blessed, man. I just feel so fortunate anytime somebody gives me their time, because a lot of the people, they're super busy, man. I got Shauna J. Salute to Shauna. If you haven't checked out the interview, check out the interview that she came and did. And since that interview, she's garnered a couple gold and a platinum plaque for the work that she did on Pooh Shiesty's projects. That Get It in Blood single. Shout to Pooh Shiesty. He's going through some legal things at the moment, but the music and the work speaks for itself, and she helped him in that regard. So salute to her, shout to her. We literally was on here chopping it up for like almost an hour and some change. It was a really, really great interview. Very long, very, very wide reaching. She was very, very giving of her time. So giving of her time. Salute to her, man. And she's only just begun. She's got so much success coming. She's got other artists like Coach the Ghost and The Pipe. She's still working with 22 G's, so there's a lot to be said from her. Plus she's got artists outside of, the quote unquote drill movement or the quote unquote street movement that she's working with. So, the sky's the limit for that young lady, and I very much look forward to seeing her. I was saying the other day, I very much look forward to seeing her with her own label and stuff very soon. So salute to her. She's killing it over at Atlantic Records right now. If you haven't listened to that interview and, the behind the scenes of the industry interests you, working in the industry, doing different things, etc., being an artist and trying to hear from a label head what it takes for a whole hour getting a master class, check back, listen to that interview with Shauna J. And get in tune. But there's so many dope, amazing interviews in the archives right now of his Ghetto point of view. Shout to Anchor FM, shout to Spotify, shout to Radio Republic, Pocket Cast, Pocket FM, all the amazing platforms that his Ghetto point of view is broadcast from. Make sure you turn on your notifications. Make sure you hit your bells, hit the hearts, favorite the show, put it in your playlist. So if you're listening on Apple or Spotify, you could take it with you, take it on the go, hit the gym, if you're at work, etc. You're just vibing out. It's just it's a show for everybody, man, and that's only because of the amazing people I get to bring up here. So I'm very humbled and appreciative of that. Real talk, and me having such an amazing audience. I mean, you guys are really who I do this show for. His ghetto point of view at gmail.com. His ghetto point of view at gmail.com. His ghetto point of view at gmail.com is where you could get at me if you have any questions, comments, critiques, criticisms, advice, whatever. If you're an artist, web designer, film director, athlete, etc., and you want to, get up on the show, get at us. His ghetto point of view at gmail.com. His ghetto point of view at gmail.com. His ghetto point of view at gmail.com. HISGHETCOPOINT. His ghetto point of view at gmail.com. That's one again is his ghetto point of view at gmail.com. And as always, thanks so much to all those who give to the show. And if you haven't had a chance to already, I ask that you please find it in your hearts to give to the show. Every single penny, nickel, dime donated really helps us keep this thing moving forward. Donation places is very simple to find. You can catch me on PayPal.me/Phantm Phuego. That is PayPal.me/Phantm Phuego. PHANTM Phuego. That again is PHANTM Phuego. And on Vimeo Venmo at Phantm PHANTM Phuego Phuego-42. The number 4, the number 2. So that is Phantm Phuego-42 on Venmo, and PayPal.me/Phantm Phuego PHANTM Phuego. We're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back with Olivier. It's gonna be a dope interview, man. This is his ghetto point of view. We bring you the news, views, previews, and reviews. With just a twist of his ghetto point of view. Ooh. Let's get to it.
Hey, what's good, Oliver?
Yo, it's good, bro.
Chilling good, bro. I can hear you perfectly too, man. I know you got like an amazing mic or headset. Thank you so much, man. Yeah, audio quality is A1 right now.
It's the iPhone mic.
Oh man, well whatever, man. Shout to Apple and salute for that, brother. How the hell are you, bro?
Man, I'm good. Just enjoying the summer, trying to work on myself and on music and everything else. How about you?
I'm well, good, bro, and that's excellent, man. And I think that's something that can like clearly be seen. Like no matter what you're putting yourself into, you going like hard at it, and that's definitely something to be commended. You definitely give us all something to be inspired by, and that's dope, man. We need more positive energy like that. Yeah, absolutely, bro. But before we get into like all the stuff you got currently going on, if you don't mind, could we do like a little bit of a flashback, and could you let everybody know like where you from originally, like what initially like developed your love for music, like all those little dope details that created this individual, Oliver, today, man. I appreciate that,
man. So I was raised in New Rochelle, New York. That's like Westchester. It's like just a little bit upstate.
Absolutely.
I made music like my whole life. I taught myself how to play piano from a young age. I just fell in love with it. But then me and my friend, we found GarageBand. That was like back in the day on my old laptop, and we were like, oh shoot, we could record songs and stuff. So we just started messing around with that all the time. We started making beats and everything. And that was when I started rapping. And then I had continued that, and then I had gone on a promotional tour with Tony Dofat in 2019. We went across a few countries in Europe. And after that tour, I had a modeling opportunity presented, and after doing a lot of brainstorming and thinking, I had come to the conclusion that it would be better if I pursued singing versus rapping. It's just taken better for whatever dumb reason. It's taken better in the modeling industry, and it's seen as more creditable. So I got a vocal. I started doing vocal classes, and I started practicing piano much more. And then I started producing piano tracks. And I actually make everything here in my room. I have a little microphone set up. I have a keyboard. And I learned how to mix and master, of course, in school, and on my own time. Um,
Wow, wow, bro, wow. That's number one. That's amazing. Um, you know, number two. I mean, that's interesting. I didn't know that they were that serious about that in the modeling industry. That it's more credible to be as a singer, but I guess it kind of makes sense because I guess it's kind of what you're all about, man. The last
nah,
thing we were talking was your transition over from hip hop into
right.
more into R and more traditional pop R&B world because you said that it was seen better like with the image and the branding for the modeling as well.
Yeah, I realized my agents weren't really like promoting or like didn't really seem to show any interest in any of like the rap songs or rap stuff I was making. And I kind of spoke to them and they were like, yeah, to become more like mainstream and to be able to collide both industries, I would kind of have to be a bit more versatile. Um, so that's where I started singing. And now like, it's, widely accepted in both areas. So that's working out well.
Nah, that's excellent, man. And I mean, kudos to you for, um, even though you were putting out dope music with the hip hop, but being open enough, like and humble enough to be like,
Mhm.
yo, like whatever, I'm willing to pivot whatever way makes sense for my music, and you can still drop some dope 16s and eights in between your R&B songs, but the fact
Mhm.
that you were willing to continue to expand your musicality like that it speaks a lot to the level of artist you're trying to become.
Yeah, me and my friend were talking about this the other day because like a lot of our other friends, it's like they wake up and it's straight drill music. They go to sleep, it's drill music. It's like drill music 24/7, and it's like in order to be a real artist, you really have to be able to listen to different types of musics, and different genres and like all types of cultures and all that in order to truly be able to express yourself in your own art.
Without question, without question. Who are
Mm.
some of the influences that you see have helped you, like whether it be on the hip hop side, R&B, pop, rock, doesn't matter. Like any musical
Uh,
influences you've had.
Sheesh, it's a lot. I say for hip hop, even though he kind of danced the border, I say XXX Tentacion. Um,
Absolutely.
he he just knew how to run a fan base and like, and
Mm.
he also knew how to make good music. So I really admire that. And then I'll say like on like a more R&B soul type. I've been listening to a lot of Brian McKnight lately. He's great at
Mm.
singing and like on the piano, he's a genius too. So I really been learning a lot of his songs and learning from his live performances. And then also like just like basic people like I say Justin Bieber, even though he has like a whole team behind his songs, that makes it even better to study because you kind of know like what people are looking for. So they're all good to kind of do your homework on.
Without question. And even though Justin Bieber got a team, I'm sure you already noticed. I'm preaching to the choir. This dude plays like every instrument, and he's a demon in the studio. Like he can literally have a conversation with everybody. He can go have a conversation with the engineer. He can go have a conversation with the music producer. He can go have a
Yeah.
conversation with the A&R, with the manager, and he's not foreign. Like he really knows business lingo. He really knows
Yeah,
musicality a
yeah,
little bit, and that helps so much, man. Like the more you expand yourself, it allows you to be the CEO over a team, and every room you go in, they gonna respect what you gotta say.
a hundred
So
percent. Like, and I realized I learned a lot of these skills at LIU. It's like there's different languages for each position in the music industry, and if you're able to
mhm.
speak a lot of those different languages, then you'd be able to connect and make much better progress than anybody else.
You dropping gems now, brother. Please talk about your experience at LIU. How's that been for you so far? What was your major? Even though I know personally because I went to LIU with you too. Like for
Yeah.
the audience, please, like tell us about how that experience was. How'd you hear about it, and like how do you feel it's helped you so far?
Oh man, so I started in January 2019, and I found out about it just doing research on like music programs in the city. And
Mm.
I saw like names like Kenyatta Beasley, Tony Dofat, John Chin, and I was like, yeah, they seem like some knowledgeable and reputable people. So I applied and stuff, and once I started going, it was like instantly I started learning a lot. I had already thought that I knew everything about like recording a song, blah blah blah, which was a mistake because there's always room for improvement. And like the second I started going, uh I think in Kenyatta's class and Dofat's class, I started learning like some really good mixing tips and recording, and I realized one of the things with this industry in general is you have to ask a lot of questions. If you don't, you might get left behind. um and I was definitely asking a million questions in class all the time, like anything that popped up in my head I'd ask, and they always had the answers, so it worked out perfect. And then in terms of like piano, we had the professor John Chin there. He's a great pianist. um and he taught me how to read notes and play piano. Previously, I didn't even know how to do that. I learned by ear my whole life. I never had a teacher. And to be able to actually know what each note means now and be able to play it makes like all the difference.
Without question, without question. Salute to Professor Chin, Dofat, and Beasley for definitely all the amazing work they putting in over there at LIU.
Yeah.
Do you think that how do you feel it? Because I'm sure you know a lot of artists trying to break into the industry. So like, how do you feel about artists who feel like, oh, if I study more formal things, it might ruin my art. Like I gotta stay raw and pure to my art. How do you feel about artists like that? Like especially seeing how much learning stuff has helped you advance.
hmm so when it comes to this, honestly, the way I feel about it is I think it's best to learn on your own and then learn formal. I think
Mm-hmm.
and piano is a good example. Like a lot of people who are just classically trained from when they're little, it's like all they play is like that choppy
Mm.
classical music. They can't really put any like soul and emotion into the piano when they play. Um, but when it comes to like teaching yourself first and then learning like professionally, I think that works out much better because you already have the basis of your emotion and soul. Like you already make whatever you play your own music, your unique style, and
Mm.
then you learn like the formalities and everything. Then it's just like a cherry on top, basically. And people in the industry, they respect people who always strive to learn every aspect of the music. So
No, that's the fact. So it sounds like whether people are learning formally or informally, you think people should always be learning something.
indeed, indeed, and I think informally should be the first step because that's how
Mm.
you form like the basis of your own unique style.
Right. Absolutely. And that's kind of how you fall in love with stuff, right? Like you might not be on the ball team first to make it a sports analogy, but you go to the court, you start shooting around, and then like you might try out for the team, and then the coach might show you some things, but you already knew how to dribble and shoot a little bit when you got there. You already kind of loved the game. Same
Exactly.
you it's kind of same with the music, right? Like you already love the music and that passion can help you when you gotta take more formal classes.
Yeah,
Now,
and
that's a
I
fact,
know
man.
I know like I know like dozens of people whose parents made them take piano lessons when they were little and then they hated it and then they never played piano ever again. And it's like
Mm,
that completely ruins the artistry and that ruins like the potential to fall in love with it when you
mm,
get so formal off rip. So yeah, definitely true.
mm. Very, very dope. Very, very dope way to think about it, man. So tell us a little bit more about the modeling if you don't mind. Like the what agency are you with? Like have you been in anything that people might have seen, please?
Yeah, So I originally started in 2017. It's actually a funny story. This happened 2 times. My older brother, Noah, he's 2 years older than me. He got scouted in Germany. He was on vacation, and
Nice.
the agency was like, "Yeah, we want to sign you, blase, blase." And he was like, I'm not gonna sign with you guys unless you sign my little brother too." So they're like, "All right, we got to see him." So we both ended up having a meeting with them, and they ended up signing us both. And then like a few months after, since that agency was in Germany, they couldn't really get us any jobs in New York. So we ended up signing with a new agency in New York City. And then from there, it's been like a long journey of contracts and stuff. I ended up getting stuck in one of my modeling contracts for like a year and a half, and it was like just bad. I wasn't doing anything. Um, but now, as of last year, I'm with IMG Models, which is probably the most reputable agency on the planet, to be honest. Um, and I have done a few shoots. Like in previous years, I did American Eagle, I did American Apparel,
Nice.
I did Uniqlo, I did Ray-Ban slash Hype Beast, and I've done a few runways. As of lately, this past year has been kind of weird with COVID, but
Of course.
I still did a few things. This past year, I did Zara. I did this company called East Dane, and then I'm also in I featured in a GQ magazine that should be coming out towards the end of this month. It's like an article about grills, and I have I have a set of white gold 8 bottom, 8 top grills that I got in Florida with my cousin. So I was
Mm,
I'm in like a few pictures in the article. So when that drops, you'll definitely be seeing it.
that's excellent, man. How'd you end up getting that link? Just being down there and having a love for the grills, and they just kind of all just fell into place, or
Nah, it's like, so my whole family basically lives in Florida, and grills is big down there.
of
So
course.
I was down there with my cousin, and he already had his. I was like, dang, like I need to get some. So he took me, and this was like 2 years ago, and I got them. And then about 3 months ago, my agent hit me up. He was like, "Do you have grills by any chance?" GQ's doing a shoot about them, and I was like, "Yeah, I do." And then he was like, "Send me some pictures so I can send it to them, see if they want to put you in it." And they ended up doing it. So it was great. I think the main attraction of that article is I'm not sure if it's J Balvin, is one of the Hispanics, famous Hispanic pop stars. He got
Mm,
to the shoot right after I left. But yeah, it should be coming out soon.
that's sick, bro. Congrats.
Yeah,
Very nice, man. Very nice. So, I mean, w- when you, how do I word this? When you do modeling, are you uh are you more leaning toward like runway or print, or like are you trying to expand eventually into full acting? Like what is the goal with that?
oh, that's a good question. So originally I was doing like I was doing e-commerce, which is like when you scroll on clothing websites, and then I was
Nice.
doing runways. I
Mm,
think since I really signed to my new agency right before lockdown, so I'm not really entirely sure what their plan is with me, but what I see most likely is that I'm going to be doing more runways and probably some campaign ads for big brands hopefully soon. And in terms of acting, I spoke to my agent about that. He said like if I want to get into that, I should start taking acting classes, and then maybe like we could look into getting me with a acting talent agency, and I'll definitely be open. I'm open to any possibility. So yeah, I'm kind of just trying to broaden my horizons and like have a lot of opportunities laid out so I could really just pick and choose the best ones.
nah, that's dope, man. That's really excellent, and I'm sure whenever you be by campus, some of those dudes in Professor Banks's division could always use an extra actor or two, man. If you need some stuff to throw on your reel, and those dudes always got some dope budgets over there, the stuff they
Oh
working on.
yeah,
So just something to keep in mind. That's excellent, man. That's really dope, man.
yeah. I
I'm sure
heard.
that
My fault. Professor Banks. He's in the film industry, isn't he?
yeah, he did like you ever saw like that television show Cops? Well,
Yeah.
that came off Fox. He actually produced that for a couple seasons. He
Oh
also
wow.
did he did like big movies, like a ton of movies, and like all pretty much all the big hip hop artist videos from like mid '90s to like early 2000s. He was
Uh,
like one of the main cameramen on all of their videos, and he also did Raw for Eddie Murphy, the comedy special. He was the lighting director for that, and
wow, that's
his
crazy.
film, like yeah, bro, his filmography like list is crazy. So if you ever get a chance, go chop it up with Professor Banks and like let
Uh,
him introduce you to some of the kids working on films and stuff. Because I ended up being in a bunch of little stuff over there with them, and not even just being humbly just being in a couple film classes. So I could only imagine what they could do with you, bro.
oh yeah,
So,
I'm definitely gonna hit him up. That'll be a great opportunity. I appreciate that.
absolutely, yeah, bro. It's all about us all trying to help each other pull up, man. But
Like,
yeah, so that's dope, man. And I think anything you concentrate on, you've made it abundantly clear that you have this tenacity that you're not gonna stop. Did you used to play sports, anything by any chance? Because you got like a very
um,
sports like mentality that you apply to like the entertainment world.
yeah, that's very true. I played basketball on a team for a year, and then I played tennis on a team for a year. But like
Mm,
outside of school, I was always playing basketball like 24/7 with my friends. And my cousin actually plays for I think they're called the Sabios. It's like a team in Colombia right now, but he's played overseas.
beautiful.
He was signed to the Knicks and Spurs for a little while, so I definitely
That's
have
what's
that
up.
type of,
What's his
yeah.
name, if you don't mind me asking?
His name is Jeff Kobe.
Okay, okay.
Jeffcoby. Yeah, you can find
Jeff
him.
Kobe, Jeff Kobe. I feel like I've heard of that before, bro.
Might have, yeah,
Hmm,
yeah. But I
that's
definitely,
what's
yeah,
up, man.
definitely got that sports mentality involved.
Yeah, bro, I see it. Like even times when I would catch you on campus, it like it would always be in your eyes. Oh, yo, I'm going to the piano class right now. I'm just locking over there for a little bit, see if I can find the security dudes and like get some piano in. Like you
Yeah.
never
Oh,
had like a
word.
moment of just chilling. You and not to say like in a bad thing, but you were very much about maximizing your time. You knew we had class, you had other obligations offside of campus,
Mhm.
and you was always about maximizing your time. And I really admire that, man. I appreciate people who like to use they TikToks wisely.
Man, I'm super glad that that's apparent, bro. Because I really try, like, I try not to have any dull moments. You know, of course, life is short, so I'm trying to make the best of every single moment.
That's dope, man. That's dope. Was that something that you always had naturally as growing up, or is that something you cultivated over time?
Um, I think it's more natural because my mom is honestly the exact same way, and she's the one who raised me. So I feel like it's just like I'm just like a carbon copy of that. Hello?
Hello, hello, hello.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, all right, cool. I was just saying salute the moms, man, for blessing you with the jewels to be so stick to it and have that aggressive mentality, man, where it's like whatever
Yeah.
you want, you go get. That's what's up, man. Do you feel like being a New Yorker also helps in that vibe? Like it seems like you good anyway.
Uh, honestly, honestly, the city isn't even my vibe. Like I feel like here I almost get like a sensory overload. Like there's just too much stuff going on. But like
Mm,
but like I always find my peace and I find my quiet moments where I organize things and I do things on my time, which always works out. But yeah, I say really I find my peace anywhere I go.
mm. Nah, that's dope, man. That's dope, man.
Yeah.
Now if you want, let's fast forward it to the present day. So you're working on this R&B pop type album. Like, what's it called? Like, what's gonna be like the theme of the album? If I'm not asking too many questions, I know you got to keep some things under the
Uh
cuff and in the pocket.
uh so So I don't have a name for an album yet, but the songs that's involved, I'll say the main theme is sheesh. I wouldn't know how to put that into words, but it's basically almost like music that you listen to like during a night drive or in your room at night
Mm,
on your own time. It's not gonna be like club music. It's not gonna be rah rah all that hype music. It's gonna be like some real low key things that's like, you know, you listen to and enjoy on your own time. And it's gonna have some happy songs, it's gonna have some sad songs, but for sure each one is gonna have its own unique meaning. And I'm definitely gonna put my lyrics to use. Every single line is gonna mean something that you'd be able to understand. You know, a lot of people like to make lyrics that you kind of gotta decipher and stuff, but I'm trying to just keep this here just black and white.
Nah, that's what's up, man. Um, do you think that that comes from being a lyricist initially? That like it seems like a lot of people who transition to R&B, they try to make sure even if they are singing now that like those lines still like they those lines still got a little sauce to them. Do you think that comes from hip hop sensibilities or like
Yeah,
where do you get that from? From like how do you describe it?
yeah. I actually it definitely partially stems from the hip hop, and then I also write a lot of poetry. and uh
Mm,
and like when I first started writing poetry, I realized that one of the biggest mistakes you can make writing poetry is making something that's too open for interpretation. So where it's like it could literally mean anything, and when it's that way, then I feel like the theme is kind of thrown off balance. So I try to make it, a bit intellectual, like a little bit. So you gotta be like, oh, okay, that's what he means, but not too vague, where it's like you're kind of just clueless on what I'm saying.
absolutely. Do you think that part of it comes from also like knowing business, knowing marketing, knowing branding, and understanding like the KISS principle, where like the most genius ideas can be said very simply, so everybody can get it? Do you think like a lot of your business sensibility falls into that, or just this is just how you like to just keep it playing?
No, yeah, 100% what you said. And one person who's a good example is Drake. I mean, you could take pretty much any one
Come
of his
on,
lines and make it into an Instagram caption, and people do that. You take any line from a Drake song, you can make it a caption. It's like it's a perfect example. That's definitely good for marketing.
without question, without question. Speaking of Drake, or speaking of artists in general, if there was any artist you could collab with, who would it be and why?
Okay, if there was any artist I could collab with,
Any genre, don't matter, whatever genre.
honestly, honestly, I think it would be Billie Eilish.
Mm, come
She
on, bro.
she has my favorite voice of all time. Yeah, to be on the track with her, that would be a dream come true. That would make everything worth it.
Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Whew, that's shout to Billy, man. Putting out
Yeah.
some dope music. Shout to that's a very good answer. And to piggyback off of that, if any producer in the game that you could do a project with, if you could lock in with them to do a 7-track EP, who would it be and why?
Funny, it would actually be her brother Phineas. He
Shout to
produces
Phineas,
most of her
man.
songs.
Shout to fucking Phineas, man.
Yeah,
Dopest producer in the world, bro.
man, he's so talented. And like bro, when it comes to piano, he's so good. I'm pretty sure he co-produced that song "Lonely" by Justin Bieber, and then he makes like a lot of his own songs and Billie Eilish's songs. Like, bro, he's a genius.
Phineas O'Connell. He didn't win that Grammy for nothing, man.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
he
Well,
did. He's amazing. He's well deserved. I was watching some of his interviews. He actually did an interview. Salute to Dave Pensado too. He did an interview on Pensado's Place recently,
oh
where
yeah,
Pensado was asking him about like his production style and stuff, and like all the stuff he does for the low end. Like he's for him to be so young, he's technically astute, but it all started with him just having a love for the art and him and Billy just sitting there playing with the piano. So like
yeah. It's crazy.
like
Like
you said, man.
they started
Yeah,
making songs like in their bedroom, and that's kind of what I mean. Like where you kind of start out on your own, on your like you form your own base, and like they took their time out to fall in love with it. And now once you get into all the technicals, now he's a genius when it comes to it. He could sing, he could record, he mix, master, he could do everything, and that's how it should be.
absolutely, absolutely. Well said, man. That's. I mean, I don't know if there's a better tandem you could pick to produce with right now that could not only
Yeah,
give you a worldly sound, but like to give you a hip hop sound and then like put it all together for you. Like what they doing with the low end right now is crazy. Wow, very good, very man.
Yeah,
You're
bro.
killing this interview, man. You're killing this interview.
Appreciate
But
that, bro.
yeah, no, I appreciate your time, man. So like, where can people find you? Where can people find you on all platforms? And uh, before we got, I got two more questions for you. But before
Uh-huh.
that, please let everybody know where you could be found on all
Okay.
platforms.
On all platforms, you can find me under the name Olivier. Is gonna be spelled Olivier, and I have a song right now out called War. And then my Instagram is Olive, just like that, Olive.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Definitely appreciate that. Um, well, I do see though. I do notice the transition in name from Olive Green to Olivier. Like, what initially what sparked the transition? Is it just the natural growth, or like what was the thought behind it?
Yeah. It was a natural growth and transitioning from hip hop to more R&B pop indie.
Mm.
Like I just needed a rebrand and I needed something more broad. Like Olive Green was like it was cool, but I feel like it fit for like a certain niche, and like I feel like Olivier, like that's really my first name. I feel like that really stands for me as a whole person, like every part of me.
Oh wow. Okay. Okay. Definitely. Yeah. I definitely see that the olive green is definitely more like it definitely sounds like a hip hop name.
Yeah,
But Olivier, yeah, that could literally be like a clothing brand. It could be like a
right.
line of a beauty. Like there's literally no bounds to that. That's nah. I definitely understand. It's like it's open. It's definitely
Yeah,
more.
exactly.
It's limitless. That's the right. It's
Exactly.
limitless. Nah, that's dope, man. Very dope, bro. Do you see yourself also branding that as a person who has such a dope sense of style and is in the fashion world? Do you see yourself also getting into like fashion and design more, or like
Um,
what's your thoughts on that?
I feel like when it comes to fashion and design, honestly, I think I know too many geniuses when it comes to fashion and design for me to get involved. I
Mm,
feel like I think like one of the good things is to be able to recognize your strengths and weaknesses. And I wouldn't consider it a weakness, but it's definitely not my strongest strength. So
mm,
in terms of fashion, I think the most I would do would be to make merch. And I'll probably do some type of like maybe like just a combo with the color olive because that's my Instagram username. So I maybe do like sweaters and that are like black and olive green colored, and then I don't know,
mm.
something along those lines.
That sounds fire, bro. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna hold you. That does sound dope. Oh, that's cool, man. But I mean, it's very also again the humility part. But you such a savage, bro. But you come across you literally have this humility to you where like your savageness comes from the work you're willing to put in at all times to keep going, and that's dope,
Oh,
man. And I salute that. Um,
thank
but
you, bro. I think it cut off. Yo, I can't hear you right now.
I'm
Oh yeah,
sorry.
it's
I'm
good.
so
It's good.
sorry about that. Yeah,
No
yeah, yeah.
problem.
Talk about that, man. Do you feel like that level of humility um has helped you get far as well? Do you feel like people should like you as a person? Do you feel like you should be personable and cool and people should want to help you? Or do you feel like some people in this industry be like, oh, I don't care if I'm a jerk, my work speaks
Uh-huh.
for itself. And that works for some people. There are literally some people who's like, he's not the coolest person in the room, but you know his work is gonna be impeccable. So it's like whatever. And then
Right.
there's some people that's like, yo, not only is their work great, but this is somebody I want to hang with at the bar after we're done. I wanna be at this dude's wedding. I wanna you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
this is a
yeah,
cool
yeah.
person to be around. So like speak to that, bro. Do you feel like that helps you as well, like as far as getting further in the business?
Yeah, I'll say, bro, like I'll put it like I'm a savage in my own right, and I'm always gonna be transparent on how I'll act. And with that said, what I put first before anything is treating people right. I know,
Mm,
it's some people who like I don't even want to make this sound weird, but like there's some people who get say like 10,000 followers and they think they're a celebrity. They won't answer nobody, and like they might be doing everything right. Like you could be a genius in your craft, you could be doing all that, but it's like if you're not even approachable, you're automatically cutting off a million opportunities that could have boosted you and helped you out. So I'll say first, I treat everyone equally and with respect. Even if I don't know you, I give you the benefit of the doubt. And then after that, I make it clear that I'm a savage when it comes to my work. I'm gonna put my work first and me first, and that's how it goes. But yeah, I don't believe in like the whole arrogant thing where it's like you kind of play hard to get, people can't talk to you, all that stuff. I feel like that's kind of outplayed. So yeah.
Nah, man, it comes across very like very apparent, bro. Like you definitely got like this warm spirit about you, bro. You're always mad, calm, cool, and collected, and you always, what I mean. Your light shines bright. You don't never gotta dim nobody else's light to shine yours. You a star in your own regard, and that shit is very clear. Anytime people are leaving around you for a little bit, bro. So
Right,
definitely
right.
kudos, man. You on the right path, King, and I definitely see nothing but continued success in your future.
Right. I appreciate that. Those are kind of words. I take that to heart.
No, absolutely, man. I'm definitely looking forward to continue to see the rise. This was definitely a super dope interview. I hopefully we could get you back on later, another day when there's less technical issues. But this 30 minutes has been absolutely beautiful. So this was rock solid.
Tag,
I
bro.
definitely appreciate your time, man. Thank you so much. And yeah, man, we
Hey,
just look forward to seeing more greatness from you in the future.
for sure, bro. Thank you so much for having me on here. You asked some great questions. For sure.
Appreciate you, good bro. Thank you. We in the building with Olivier. This is his ghetto point of view. Peace.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we back. We back. So, guys, in NBA news, things are heating up in the trade rumor mills, and a trade between the Blazers and Sixers seems almost imminent. Though I think that that's ridiculous, and I think that both the Blazers and the Sixers can find better trade partners, respectively, if they are going to go in different directions. With the Sixers possibly looking to move on from the Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid duo experiment, though I don't understand why the hell you would ever do that. But whatever, man. Like, people are dumb, I guess. No, you don't do that. You cannot find another. There's no other Ben Simmons. There is no other Ben Simmons. There's just not. What do we do? Everything they want Ben Simmons to learn, he can learn. The things that Ben Simmons does that other people just can't do, like be damn near 7 feet tall on a point guard. Yeah, you gonna replace him with a nigga that's 6'1", 6'2"? What are you doing? So you gonna have some 6'1", 6'2" dude and C.J. McCollum potentially, allegedly, or if you go Dame Lillard, though I think Dame Lillard is staying, and it looks like McCollum is going to be the one that has to go. You lose so much defensive prowess. You lose so much size on the perimeter. You lose so much strength and speed and explosiveness when you lose Ben Simmons. You lose somebody who can see over the defense, pass over the defense, pass ahead of the defense, get around bigger guys, get bully ball, smaller guy. You There's just no way you give up on that. But I don't care. He's still too young. You don't give up on that. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. It's bullshit. They fucked up. They were supposed to draft Jason Tatum. The three that they should have had, their dynamic trio should have been Joel Embiid, Jason Tatum, and Ben Simmons. Not Joel Embiid, Jason Tatum, and Markelle Fultz. That was a bad fucking pickup. That was not on Ben Simmons, and Ben Simmons is being blamed for something that wasn't his problem in the first fucking place. They knew the type of player they were getting, and they knew they needed to put a shooter around him, which is why bringing in Jimmy Butler made them look so much better, because that was the perimeter scorer they needed to make Ben Simmons look like the beast he is. But no, they let Jimmy Butler walk in the summer, thinking that, Tobias Harris can do what Jimmy Butler does, and no the hell he can't. No the hell he can't. I love Long Island Tobias, but no the hell he can't. He's not that dog. He's not that alpha. he doesn't play the two guard. They need a sniper from the two to be on the court at all times. They need a playmaker. They need JJ Redick to have stayed. They need snipers at the two spot. They need Danny Green, JJ Redick, Jay Crowder, Miles Bridges. People that just spot up and just let it fly. When they had Rocco, they were looking much better. Robert Covington, because he just spotted up and let it fly and made Ben Simmons look much better. Because now you can't clog the lanes. Now you can't sag off of him. Now you have to play up on him, and he's going to get past you and dunk or pass it off. But when you can sag off of him, when you can dare him to shoot, you know what I mean? You're exposing him. You're making him look like a much more pedestrian player, but that's when he's not getting to play to his strengths, and it is not his job to form the goddamn roster. So if they're dumb enough to let Ben Simmons go, good, let him go. Guarantee you he goes to a team with a shooter at the other wing spot. Guarantee you he goes to a team with a sniper at the other guard spot. Could you imagine Ben Simmons playing with Bradley Beal? Could you imagine Ben Simmons playing with Devin Booker? Let that sink in. The level of beauty of passing that would happen. Can you imagine Ben Simmons playing for the Golden State Warriors and bringing them what LaMelo was supposed to bring them? A dazzling playmaker on the perimeter who's almost 7 feet tall, who can dribble and pass like no other. Now, LaMelo would have brought some better perimeter shooting. Just off of confidence alone and his willingness to just let it fly all goddamn day, they would have just been much better on the perimeter as far as 3-point threat. But Ben Simmons playing next to Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, man, that's bombs away. That's bombs the freak away. Klay could play the 3. Klay could play the 2. Klay's probably going to want to play 3 now because of his injury. So you have Curry playing the 2, Klay playing the 3, Ben Simmons on the 1. You do not lose anything defensively or height-wise. And Ben Simmons and Klay Thompson playing defense, that could be nightmarish. Even Klay hobbled half of the defender he was. Adding up Ben Simmons to it, man, listen. Ben Simmons and Steph Curry, that's a championship backcourt. You can at me and argue with me about that shit all day. At me and argue with me about that shit all goddamn day. So if they trade, who would they trade though? Andrew Wiggins. I guess Andrew Wiggins would have to go to Philly. Andrew Wiggins and they'd have to put some pieces together. Kelly Oubre, Andrew Wiggins, couple picks, and that backup point guard they got. I can't remember the gentleman's name. I'm so sorry right now. There's a backup point guard they had that puts the ball on the hole really, really well, and has had a couple 30-point games as they were injured. Let me pull it up for you right now, guys, because we all about accuracy here at his Ghetto point of view. Ooh. Okay. So. Hmm. All right. I mean, yeah, they could definitely add Wiggins, possibly Kent Bazemore, definitely Kelly Oubre, possibly Jordan Poole, Eric Pascal. That's his name. Even though he's listed as a forward, he plays more guard, but he's like a bruising big guard. Interesting. All right. I would definitely, if your name is not Steph Curry, to be honest, if your name is not, if I'm the GM, if I'm the GM, if I'm the GM, if I'm the GM, I'm just being 1,000% honest. If your name is not Steph Curry, Nico Mannion, or Draymond Green, and Draymond don't even want to be there. So if your name is not Steph Curry or Nico Mannion, you pretty much could get. And to be honest, I would keep Kelly Oubre because it seems like they've unlocked something with him. So if your name is not Steph Curry, Kelly Oubre, and Nico Mannion, you can kind of get up out of it. I can find some place for you. Nico Mannion to me is too much of a beast to ever let go anywhere, ever in life. Never. He's get that boy time to get his athleticism up to the NBA level because he plays a very cerebral game and he plays at a slower pace. But give him time to get his game situated to the NBA pace of play. Yeah, Nico Mannion's a beast. Nico Mannion's a freaking beast. Yeah, besides Nico Mannion, Kelly Oubre, I personally wouldn't trade Andrew Wiggins, but I know they'll trade Andrew Wiggins for some reason, for some goddamn reason. Instead of letting him be the dude who this team transitions to. I don't know, but whatever. Why would you trade James Wiseman? He's so big and athletic and talented. Because I don't think the NBA has a place for him at this point. Yes, he can shoot a lot more than we initially thought. He can dribble and pass a lot more than he initially thought. He's definitely a gazelle. But I'm not impressed, gang. I'm not really impressed. I haven't been impressed for a long time. I don't think he's the future of the big man. I think Evan Mobley is the future of the big man. James Wiseman, Evan Mobley been cooking James Wiseman since they was in high school. Evan Mobley been cooking James Wiseman since they was in high school. Since Evan Mobley was a freshman. Since Evan Mobley was probably in 8th grade, he probably been cooking James Wiseman. Evan Mobley is the future of the big man. People been waiting for Evan Mobley to get into the league for years. Heard about Evan Mobley when he was young, and his father and his older brother started going to play at USC, and they was waiting for him to come. Beast. His father was the coach. His brother was the killer 2 guard. His brother gonna get to the league too. His brother's a beast. But Evan Mobley is just students. They comparing him to Anthony Davis. I think a fairer comparison is Kevin Durant. What? You think Evan Mobley is gonna be the next Kevin Durant? Yes, for a fact. He might have Anthony Davis's defensive prowess, but as far as on offense, oh man, Evan Mobley about to be problems for every freaking body. Evan Mobley, problematic. That's all I'm gonna say about that. So I think that with all that being said, I think that the Trailblazers and the Sixers can find better trade partners. But let's see what this article says. Desperation could make the Blazers and Sixers ideal trade partners. We'll see. The Trailblazers and 76ers have serious questions to address in the 2021 offseason. For the Blazers, they must find a way to build a true title contender around Damian Lillard. For the Sixers, a disappointing postseason exit against the Hawks could force Philadelphia to reshape the foundational pairing of Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons. They'd be dumb as hell to do that. Go ahead, do it. Simmons, who was the number 1 pick in 2016, which means he's been in the league for 5 freaking years, 6. Like, dude has not even hit his prime yet, but I'm going to be quiet. Endured a postseason run that put his offseason shortcomings firmly in the spotlight. Due to his lack of scoring and confidence on offense, his trade value cratered. Simmons' slide could put top-level trade targets out of reach for the Sixers, a point that CBS Sports NBA analyst Brad Bakken pointed out earlier this week. Sure, any GM that thinks that Ben Simmons is not worth top-tier talent in exchange should lose their job. If you believe Simmons' value can get back to a level where he could fetch a player of the caliber of Beal, of Lillard, and this is assuming one of these players actually becomes available, can the increasingly desperate Sixers wait that long? Is it even a risk worth taking? No, it is not. No, it is not. The chemistry that Embiid and Simmons have built is not worth losing. With that in mind, Bakken explained that the trade that centered around Simmons and CJ McCollum could make sense but that sounds. CJ McCollum is a beast. I love CJ McCollum, but he is not a player on the tier of Ben. To be clear, a McCullough for Simmons swap discussion hasn't been reported or really even rumored beyond social speculation, but it makes too much sense for both sides to not be seriously considering it as we speak. No, the hell it doesn't. Ben Simmons does redundant things that Damian Lillard and Ben does. I don't understand it. So you're going to take the ball out of Damian Lillard's hands, make him off guard, and put the ball in Ben Simmons' hands. And change Damian Lillard to a spot-up guy? Or a guy who plays in spurts, who gets his in spurts, and curls and screens and, pick and pops off of play action? No, what? You can't do that. This dude has to have the ball in his hands. This isn't going to make much more of more than a couple of sentences. This isn't going to take much more than a couple of sentences to break down. McCollum, an elite half-court shot creator, fills the exact gap that exists between the Sixers and an honest championship contention. Simmons, an elite defender and tailor-made playmaking forward alongside Lillard, is everything the Blazers need. The money works almost down to the dollar. Both teams are desperate to address these specific roster holes, but lack any other meaningful resources to do so. Simmons recorded averages of 14.3 points and 6.9 assists per game in the 2020-2021 season. The 24-year-old wing, 24, what are we talking about here? Finished just behind Jazz center Rudy Gobert for the NBA Defensive Player of the Year honors. So somebody who averaged 14 points, 7 assists, and finished right behind Gobert for Defensive Player of the Year. And you're going to trade that for CJ McCollum, y'all, who, yes, is going to be a killer on offense, but is very undersized and is going to make them liable on defense. How do you fix that? What defensive stoppers do they have on the perimeter? Matisse Thybulle? What are we talking about here, y'all? His current contract runs through the 2024-25 season. It was reported that the Sixers have already rebuffed an offer from the Pacers that included Malcolm Brogdon and a first-round pick, because that's not enough. Y'all being real disrespectful. Y'all being real disrespectful. Y'all being real disrespectful. I don't think that's a good trade at all. That's just my opinion, but you are welcome to tell me how crazy I am. His ghetto point of view at gmail.com. His ghetto point of view at gmail.com. His ghetto point of view at gmail.com. And as always, all the hate is appreciated, but the love is so much appreciated as well. And it don't even be hate. It just be inquiries and people having their perspectives. And I love it. I love people giving me a perspective. I love people challenging me. I love people critiquing me. I love people giving me a different way to look at things and challenging the way I think about things. Because if the things that I think aren't challenged on a consistent basis, then, and I have just a bunch of yes people around me, then how can I grow? How can I get better? How can I learn? You know what I'm saying? If I only look at things in echo chambers, how can I do them better? I can't. So also, it's reported that the Hawks and Nate McMillan agreed to a 4-year deal, as they damn should. Nate McMillan did an excellent job. The Atlanta Hawks and Nate McMillan have agreed to a 4-year deal, as per SB Nations, the Peachtree Hoops. Per ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski, Hawks General Travis Schillenak announced when speaking with the media Monday afternoon that he and McMillan had spoken, that an agreement had been made. McMillan led the Hawks to a tremendous run after taking over on March 1st and obviously ultimately led the team all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals during the postseason. McMillan had a 27-11 record during the regular season upon taking over, and then proceeded to knock out the Knicks and the number 1 seeded Philadelphia 76ers in the first 2 rounds of the playoffs. Had it not been for a freak injury to Trae Young in Game 3 of the Eastern Conference Finals, who knows, McMillan and the Hawks may still be playing. By all accounts around the organization, from the players to Schlenk himself. Schlenk himself. McMillan has been excellent in empowering everyone to do their job to the best of their ability and appears to be the right man for the spot going forward. The 4-year pact aligns him nicely with the Hawks' core group of players going forward, and McMillan and co. will look to build on what was a fantastic 2020-2020 run next season. Couldn't agree with this more. Definitely couldn't agree with this more. Shout to Zach Hood. This is definitely well-deserved. Nate McMillan has been a great coach in this league. Nate McMillan has been a great coach in this league. Nate McMillan has been a great coach in this league. What else is there to say about that? It's your boy Phantm Phuego. We're going to take a quick break. Please, guys, as always, thank you so much for those who have liked, shared, subscribed. Tell a friend and tell a friend. Wednesdays and Sundays is when we get to it. You know how we do it. It ain't nothing to it. But again, guys, I do, apologize. Summer schedules get crazy with all the holidays and stuff. But understand, I will get in here and get you all your shows. And then as things calm down, as the fall and winter progresses, we'll get back to our standard regular schedule on a more consistent basis. But as long as you've hit your notifications, hit that bell, hit that heart, added it to your playlist, whether you're listening on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, etc., you will know when it goes down. Thank you so much as always, gang. And for those that continue to donate via paypal.me/Phantm Phuego or Venmo at Phantm-Phuego-42, all the love is super, super duper appreciated. Like, you have no idea. Every penny super helps. And those that give more than pennies, like, you guys have no idea how much you guys mean to me, to the show, to the crew, and everything we do is because of y'all. So thank you. We'll be back. Yeah, man. Shouts to Olivier once again. You can find him at Olivier on all platforms. His music is dope. The music videos and the visuals are amazing. Shouts to all of the amazing work he's doing in the modeling world. Much love to him in the acting world. The dude is just a star on the rise, and all the gems and nuggets he dropped about discipline, consistency, work ethic, humility, being personable, and being somebody people want to work with and want to be around, and just being a cool person that people can not only vibe with but also rely on and depend upon in your work speaks for itself, but also your character is one that people can, feel comfortable with day in and day out on crazy production sets, which can get really tense. And I think that's a lesson that can be translated everywhere, whether it be to the boardroom, to the studio, to the bank, to Wall Street, Bourbon Street, all that. I think whether you are on the CME, the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, or if you're playing for the Lakers, those lessons that Olivier was espousing today and talking about today can really be translated literally any single place. So much love and shouts to him. Shouts to you guys, for as always, you could be anywhere in the world, but y'all here with me, and I super duper appreciate it. Please share out the show. Tell a friend to tell a friend. If you know anybody who would really benefit from this message, from today's broadcast, share a link with them, put it in their DMs, link it on your page, let people know his ghetto point of view is the wave, his ghetto point of view is the truth, his ghetto point of view is the dopest podcast in the nebulous. Like that us. But that's only because I have you guys as the most amazing audience, and I have some of the greatest guests in the world that agree to bless me with a bit of their time. Got some more dope guests coming up. Please continue to check in, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend, and we out of here. Peace.